You there?
Yep, I got you.
Okay.
And we are live, by the way, already.
Oh.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to get into the old chat. If somebody's in the old chat, go ahead and copy the link for YouTube.
I did. Well,
Okay.
I copied the...
Tweeting it out right now.
Oh, we're live. Hey.
Is this a new YouTube channel or new event?
Yeah, I had to go to a whole new event. It wouldn't let me restart the old one.
Balls. Okay.
Yeah, so I'm tweeting it out real quick.
Oh, we're live. Like, crap. I mean, balls.
Moderator.
Hey, don't get my channel flagged.
Don't forget to cup the balls.
Why do I have a feeling I accelerated the 3-hour mark?
I don't know. Because you gave us time off air to digress. And I'm at the end of my Coca-Cola.
Get this man some Coke.
Everybody that's just joining us in the chat, just bear with us as we regroup.
Okay, I'm moving.
I think we should start that green Haribo thing all over again.
I ain't going back into the green Haribo thing again because that'll just peeve me off, and I'm already on the edge of my.
Oh, green!
I mean, I get why pineapple is clear. I get why lemon is yellow. I get why raspberry is red. But couldn't they have done like a pink or something for strawberry? They went green. You know, you eat it expecting green apple, and you're like, what is this crap?
Wait, I thought we
It's
weren't
strawberry.
going there. I thought we weren't going there.
Well, we went there.
All right, all right.
Gauntlet is thrown down. Damn it.
Okay.
Darn it.
Someone tweet
cool.
her right now. Let's get into the bottom of this.
What was
Orange
that?
is orange. I'm telling you, they did it just to mess with us. They're like, those Americans, ha ha! Used to their green being watermelon and green apple.
Let's give them strawberry.
Even a lime. Not a lime. It's a lie, not a lime.
Okay.
I'm trying to find a new
People are
link.
starting to come back in the chat now, so we're 16 watching. What do you need, Joe Mike?
The link to the YouTube stream. Did you post it in chat already over on the old video?
I did not,
tried
because
to,
when I
but-
switched, I lost the old chat.
Okay.
I
I'll be
I tweeted it out.
in a sec. Crappity crap. I can't find it.
The worst thing to happen in the middle of a stream.
Boom.
I just posted it in our chat on the Google Hangout.
Aha. Thank you, sir. Okay. We are here
All right.
now. Okay. Sorry, chat is closed. Time to find another stream. All that work for nothing. I don't care. Okay, continue.
Okay, so where were we? I had jumped out, so you guys had been talking. I have a feeling we probably lost where we were at.
We were just talking about what other programs we considered to be organic modeling programs other than ZBrush. And there were a couple of other ones that were thrown out. Yeah, that's where we were. Then
All
we
right,
started getting on
assuming-
a Haribo rage.
I'm assuming Sculptress was one that was mentioned for organic stuff.
Which one?
Sculptress, the really dumbed down version of ZBrush Core.
I think it was mentioned in chat.
Yeah.
We talked about
Was it?
Bud.
Have you
I
guys
haven't used
seen
that
or heard of Vectory?
Not here.
What?
No.
Yeah,
It's-
the one online. I saw it like is like in beta. It's not yet like I think it's out like publicly, or is
Yeah.
it out?
I'm not sure. I've seen a few videos of it running. I haven't actually used it, but I wouldn't even know how to classify it. It's just
It seems
I mean,
more
it's-
like
go ahead.
how it's called. 3D
Parametric.
Max. Yeah, similar like a 3D Max. Like the way I saw like video online, the way you design stuff. But I don't know, what seems like pretty interesting too, because I think I saw like Maker Muse spoke about it,
Yeah.
and then I saw some video online and some news article about it. It seems cool. You just find
Yeah,
the
I
time
think
to
it's
play with it.
I think if you just go to vectory.com, like VECTARY, I think that's how you spell it. They've got some interesting, just like little videos that play on that page. It looks really interesting. I was going to try and mess with it, but I don't know. Just worth mentioning, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, I was in the process of recovering the stream. Still starting to come back now in the chat. So, anybody who does the organic modeling, is there anything specific about that you guys want to talk about during the stream tonight? Nobody. All right, CAD modeling. Last week we kind of discussed a little bit the software that can be used for CAD modeling. Fusion 360, Tinkercad, Blender. Are any other software, Simona, you weren't in last week? Any software that you use, or Garrett, that you guys use besides Fusion to do your CAD modeling?
Yeah, I was using before for like the last 2 years Rhino 3D. That I always found really working really well. But works well too with 3D printing, but at the same time, because it's a surface modeling software, can be a bit tricky. In particular, when you export STL file from the software, I always go through Netfab just to check if everything's is right, because you need to combine surface to create solid. But I always really found it really interesting and useful, and I use that to combine it with ZBrush a lot to make some project with my business partner. So we was doing stuff in ZBrush and then import them in Rhino, or vice versa.
Yeah, I used Tinkercad a bit just because it was easier to get into before I moved to Fusion. But I think pretty much the only other thing I use on a consistent basis is Mesh Mixer, which every time I use it, I'm surprised at how powerful it is and just how many things you can do in there.
I've just recently started playing with Mesh Mixer, doing the Star Wars helmets and droids. The models that I'm using from other people's designs, I've had to cut down pieces apart to fit on my printers, and started to learn what Mesh Mixer is capable of.
Yeah, I've been so I use SolidWorks pretty much. That's all I use. I like it because it's like super powerful. Does what I need to get done. The only thing that sucks is editing STLs is a pain in the butt. So if I want to start off of a model that someone else, started with, I want to make some modifications to customize it. It's just I end up starting from scratch and remodeling their model. But as a whole, it's very similar to Fusion 360. I think Fusion 360 just has a lot more features built in compared to SolidWorks. I mean, you can still do surface modeling and things like that, but I think it's more made for like mechanical assemblies and things like that. So it's not as focused or wide open, I should say.
The only program that I've had decent luck with importing existing STLs would be SketchUp. Is not, the most ideal program to do 3D printing modeling in, but importing STLs, if you use the STL import extension, it comes in and it's full mesh. So you can go to town on it and edit it, chop it up. Only problem is if you bring in something really, really complex with a lot of facets and surfaces, it just sits there for 10 minutes and spools your processor to 100% before it's like, maybe not this one.
Yeah, that's the problem with SolidWorks too. Is even if it's like mid-range of like how many faces you have on there, how many triangles, it's just at some point it's like, you know what, I'll sit here for 2 days running 100% CPU trying, and maybe that's just because my desktop isn't meant to handle a software like that. But I know like Chuck Huckleby, I don't know how to say the last name. Anyway, he does like a lot of the Hucklebuck. He does a lot of the Tinkercad stuff where I see him modifying files, and I'm like, well, if Tinkercad can do it, why can't SolidWorks?
Yeah, Tinkercad's actually really useful for modeling or modifying simpler STLs. Definitely not some of the more complicated ones, but the simple stuff, I've used Tinkercad quite a bit because I've kind of just started watching videos on Fusion on how to actually edit STL files. It's not very straightforward. Sorry, Garrett.
No, you're fine. Have you guys messed with the Fusion 360 mesh environment at all?
Yes.
A tiny bit, yeah.
Isn't it really technically considered experimental still?
Yeah, I think you have to be in preview mode to get to it.
Yeah. No, I tried that because I'm coming from SketchUp environment primarily, because going from AutoCAD and then going into SketchUp was kind of an easy step for me. And when I got starting on Fusion 360 and I imported my first STL, it came in as one object, and you couldn't blow it up. You couldn't convert it. And Richard is playing with this camera.
Yeah.
Hi, Richard.
Sorry. Hello there.
I like the top hat.
Yeah. Just got it today.
Nice. Anyway, yeah, the mesh the mesh editing in Fusion 360. Man, I wish I could say that it was awesome, but it leaves a lot to be desired as far as being able to select specific faces and lines and delete and manipulate them. But
yeah,
that
but
might just be.
Is a good step. I mean, I'm still like in particular like prosthetic wise, these kind of things that you want to mix, like you want to have a perfect fit. That you can import a scan of a arm or other parts of your body and then work around with a CAD file and make the perfect fit for the right people that need to wear the prosthetics. I think they will probably spend more time on improve it, but I think is anyway something.
Yeah, I think with it in its current state, it's more of just kind of like one of those things that they're trying out, and they're giving us access to it, but I don't think it's finished, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
We'll see.
Can I ask the next topic question?
Absolutely, go for it.
Can we talk about like what peripherals you guys use? Like, do any of you use like 3D mice or anything like that?
Yeah, I saw somebody in the chat wanted you to talk about your mouse, Garrett.
Yeah. Yeah, I just got a brand new one sent to me. It is amazing.
Oh.
And actually, the cat, I got a CAD mouse too.
Dude, that's
basically
sexy.
a normal mouse.
Yeah,
But-
one day I need to give it a chance.
Yeah, I've used this one for about a year though, and I love it. I at first I was just like, it's not really necessary, but it's fun to use. But now I'm just like, I can't go back to not using one of these in Fusion.
I think I might be one of the few people in my age group who still use one of these bad boys.
Oh, nice.
I love trackballs. I mean,
I swear by the trackball. Yeah.
I've got two right here. I mean, I've got one at my day job, and everyone who comes in to my office, because I do IT stuff all day, and they're always coming in, and they're like, "What is that thing?" And I'm like, magic? I don't know. I just love the way that your thumb just controls all the things. But that little, I don't know what you would call that. What is that thing called?
Magic.
Magic.
It's a 3D mouse. Space mouse.
3D mouse?
Yep.
I like
Yeah,
it.
so Garrett, those of us who've never actually used one of them, explain how that actually works. Like, because so when I think 3D mouse, I'm thinking, okay, I should go like this.
No, see, like this doesn't replace your 2D mouse. Like I have it sitting off to the left of my keyboard, and I use this and a 2D mouse, normal mouse, whatever. And this doesn't move at all. There's nothing on the bottom. It just sticks in one spot, and this knob on the top pretty much does everything. So like this is basically your object in 3D space. So you can twist it, and it twists, like rotates the object. You can tilt it, left, right, front, back. It does the same thing to the model. You can actually pull it up slightly and push it down, and it'll move. And you can, like, if you just want to take your model and spin around extremely smoothly, like it looks like it's on a turntable or something like that, you can do that with these. It's just incredible.
So it's like a bop it, but it actually does something.
Right? Yeah, exactly. That should be their tagline.
And who's that from?
Who
What was that,
was
Richard?
made that, Garrett?
Yeah. Who is that 3D mouse from? Who's the manufacturer?
3D Connection, spelled with an X. Here, I'll show you. Oh, it's probably mirrored, but 3D Connection. If you just type in 3D mouse, it's usually the first one that comes up. In Google.
Yeah.
Do any of you
The
guys use
tool
those?
that is very handy is the Wacom tablet that is in their Cinema series, where you're actually working with the image. You're drawing right on it.
Mm.
And
Cintiqs. Yeah.
very pricey, but very useful.
Yeah, that thing costs a lot of money.
Yeah.
Wait, when you say you're drawing
And I
on it,
can
does
tell
it
you
have
they
a
don't
screen?
survive well with 10 days in sewage. So
Ugh.
ours was in the
Does
basement.
that one have a- Does that one have a screen on it?
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
that's the Intuos Cintiq, or Wacom Cintiq, I mean.
So, yes. Yeah. So I've been using Wacom tablets for almost 25 years. And of them, that was the most joyous one to use.
Longer than I've been alive.
I have used the Intuos Pro from Wacom. You guys can't see it in the screen over there. But that doesn't have the screen on it. That's just the stylus and stuff. I have one from doing photography and working with Photoshop. I've used that already, but on back everything. Although the 3D mouse sounds really interesting, Garrett.
Yeah, I definitely recommend giving it a try, because like the one that I just showed, the smaller one, it's like $100 I think on Amazon, but it's definitely worth a shot. It takes just a bit to get used to. Like I saw a bunch of people online saying that they would play with it for about like 2 months and still not really be used to it. When I had it, I was using it for about 2 hours and it felt natural. So I don't know, but yeah, I definitely recommend trying for anyone who does CAD modeling.
What about the new one? Does it have buttons for shortcuts?
Yeah, I'm still really trying to figure it out. This one is pretty crazy. It's got some buttons for like the different views. So like if you want to go to top view or front view, side view, things like that, it has buttons for those. It has buttons right next to it for like shift, alt, control. So you don't have to like take your hand off and go back to the keyboard for those. And then I think it's got like it's got 12 buttons up top that I think you can program. And I think you can actually program them based on the application that you're in. Because like right now mine says Chrome, because I'm in Chrome for the Hangout, and it has a bunch of things that are specific to Chrome. And when I'm in Fusion, it has like like chamfer and fillet and extrude, and it has all those, so I can just press those with a button rather than having to click on it in the interface.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's super cool.
And you
then
said that repopulates based on what you're doing too.
Yeah, and I think they're customizable. I think you can change what they are. But I don't know. I just got this unboxed yesterday, so I'm just learning about it.
What's going on with IBM Watson in the chat?
Yeah, I don't know. I chose to exercise it's my channel power.
Watson. I see. It's not the actual IBM Watson. Disappointment.
Same way with his choice of discussion in the chat too. Not exactly enough to get himself kicked off.
Oh,
sorry.
no,
Ryan. There we go. So, Richard, what kind of modeling are you going to be doing? Or
well, today is a good tie-in. You can see by the hat, I was out at the Comic Expo in Calgary. They're expecting 80,000 people there over the run of the expo. But one of the booths I went at is actually right across from the 501. I got a full body scan. And I'll be taking that model and using it in two different ways. It'll be going into ZBrush for the organic work that I want on it. One of the tasks I have in front of me is to, I knit chainmail. That's one of my other hobbies. And I'm going to be printing out my head so I can use a full life-size copy of my head to display the camels that I knit. And so the work for that will be done in ZBrush. And then I'll have to slice it up so I can print it out on the MK2S. Now, the other aspect for it is something I just picked up from, I believe she's called the Voxel Vixen. And she does a lot of cosplay work. And what she starts with is she has the same thing, a body scan of herself. And then she starts building the cosplay parts on top of it. For that sort of work, I'll be working in Fusion 360.
Really?
It's a better tool for doing that work. And as you can see from earlier, the fine tuning, if you're doing creases or adding bark, that's really ZBrush is where you want to go for that. And as I mentioned in the past, the other tool I do use is DAZ 3D, just because I've been using it for a while. And it's not designed for 3D printing, although they're starting to put that into mine. But some of the models just aren't designed for it. So
you mentioned about the 3D scan and modeling for cosplay stuff to actually fit a person. So you would actually use Fusion to do that?
It depends on what you're building. If you're building something that, say, is armor, that Fusion is the tool. But if you're building Groot, if you're going to do that, I wouldn't build Groot, as costume parts in Fusion. You do that in ZBrush. But having a body scan, which hopefully I can show it off next week. I don't know when I'll get the file, but that is a good starting point because, okay, that's what you look like. And there's your arms, and they got a few different poses. And then you can start just focusing in on that area. So it's a great starting tool.
The reason I asked is because my current projects I have a long-term goal of doing all the helmets and all the droids' heads from Star Wars. And I'd like to do these with my own models, but currently, because my skills just aren't good enough, I've been using other people's models. 3D scan that I did myself using a Kinect of my head, and David Preet, the artist that's doing the 3D printed American flag, scanning everybody's head that I did a video on a couple weeks back from Nova Maker Faire. He did what's supposed to be a higher res scan than my Kinect could do of my head, which is all I'm really interested in for the helmets, is to be able to model stuff that fits me. I honestly never thought I'd be able to actually use that in Fusion to model these helmets though. I definitely put that on my list of things to try.
Well, it's an ideal starting point. Yeah, and if you have that scan, then when you go to print, you just work on finding out the conversion to make sure that the parts are actually going to fit on you. Something I found from the 501st outfits, the Stormtrooper outfits, their internal design, all the weight of the upper part of the uniform rests on the shoulders. And so one of those guys, he's going to get his body scanned tomorrow. So the insides, he can redo the design to move some of that weight onto the chest. If it was me, it'd be resting on my gut, but I wouldn't fit in one of those. So it's a way, to work on the insides with the 501. I've been learning all about that. Brenna's not here tonight because she's out with the 501s, and she's becoming one of them. But the outside, it is very difficult to become a member of the 501s because your costume has to be exact. So the outside has to match the movie needs, but you have to rework, like the helmets for the inside. Their helmets, they have the blower fans. They're just like on our 3D printers. You need the airflow in that. So you can do the mechanical design on the inside in Fusion 360. And once again, swap over to another program to do the, for that's mechanical. So Fusion 360, I would stay in there. But something more organic, I would be sticking over with ZBrush. Yep.
Yeah, this is the type of stuff I'm doing. And I'm to do the 501st because of this helmet. But yeah, so far I just got the interest in doing them to sit. I'm going to put a shelf up here with all the helmets on. I'm going to go through and do all of them from the Star Wars movies. But I really, really want to learn how to do these in Fusion. I've watched a couple of videos of people doing stuff like Simone, watching his videos and stuff, just trying to learn some tips on how to do more than, for me, mechanical stuff, mechanical as in functional things in Fusion. Definitely want to learn a little bit more there.
Hey, Matt.
Well, it's going to be an interesting learning curve because Brenda's going to build a lot of her armor, 3D printing. And after our stream, we were on for 12 hours on Saturday doing the original Prusa build. And from that, we've gotten requests to do more father-daughter shows. So we may be working together to build our armor. And that'll be the design and the printing and the finishing. So something to look forward to with us.
Real quick, Joe Mike, sorry, I missed your messages in the chat, in the Hangouts chat.
It's all good. I'm just taking off because I got house stuff tomorrow. So
yeah, I need to leave here too. It's really late here.
See, when I leave, the party's over. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Is it your bedtime again?
No, yes. It is. It's my bedtime. A little bit earlier this time, though, because tomorrow. Anyway, check you guys later. It's nice talking to you. And my door is cracking, which means the wife's coming in. So I'll see you.
Yeah.
Take it easy, brother.
I'm going to
see you, Mike. Thanks for joining us.
See you at the next one. It's really late, almost 5 a.m. here, so.
Yeah, I think if you guys want to continue this conversation, we will. For the guys who need to get going, let's go ahead and wrap up real quick. Everybody on the stream, tell everybody where they can find you guys if they want to follow you more, where they can subscribe to you, social media, whatever you want to tell everybody. Let's start. We'll go down the line, Ryan. Or actually, I'm sorry, Simone, since you said you needed to get going. Go ahead, quick.
Yeah, okay. I just post in the chat my hashtag and tag where you can find me everywhere. My channel is there in the chat. It's pretty easy, we can say. It's just FNTSMN. And you find me everywhere with that nickname on every social and YouTube and stuff. And yeah, and I do props and all these kind of things related video games and creation with 3D printing.
Simone, do you have a Patreon or anything like that?
Yeah, I have Patreon. Pretty much
Good.
is more used for people have access to my design because I'm not sharing them anymore on platform for different reasons. Because people was selling all my creations, so I just stopped to share all my creation and just put them on Patreon for people that support me and actually need it for personal use.
All right. So yeah, if you guys want to see Simone's models, and he does some amazing work, go check him out on Patreon and consider donating to him. As with anybody else on the stream that has Patreon, if you guys have it, go ahead and plug it. This is here for the community support to support each one of us. So if you got it, don't be afraid to plug it on here. Simone, thanks for joining us. Hey, real quick before you do go, the flower planner model that I saw pop up today on, is it 3D Printing News or something? Is that one actually from you, or is that one that got ripped off?
From me, you're speaking with me?
What was that?
You're speaking with me or with who?
Yeah, to you, Simone. I saw one pop up today on my stream. It was it's one for like growing herbs or something in your kitchen type of deal. Was that?
No, that one was
Did that
from
come through you?
Flow. Hold on.
That was Flowalistic. That's right.
Yeah, Flowalistic.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I was thinking that was you.
Yeah, no worry.
All right.
Okay, perfect.
Thanks for
guys.
joining us. I'm
See ya.
glad you stayed
on
up
the
late.
next one.
Yep.
Bye
See ya.
bye.
All right, Ryan, since you're over in the UK too, it's getting late for you. Just in case you do need to jump off, go ahead and tell everybody where they can find you and anything you want to plug, go for it.
I think his mic is off.
Yeah, Ryan, your mic's acting up again. There you go.
Yep. You can mostly find me on Twitter at 3D Printed Aspie, and yeah, on YouTube, or just generally hanging around sharing stuff.
You're still streaming and everything, right, Ryan?
Yeah, I've got a new series that I'm going to be starting up soon. I'm just making some decisions on what platform I'm gonna sort of, not sure if I'm gonna save the streaming for Twitch, because obviously all the stuff that's going on with YouTube at the minute, with the ads and all the craziness that's going on, I'm not sure if streaming on Twitch would be better. And then keep YouTube for review videos and things like that.
All right, 3D Printed Aspie on all the social medias.
Yeah.
And Ryan, you don't have a Patreon set up yet, right?
I'm setting one up at the minute, but it's not going to be. I don't think it's going to be going live for a while. But I don't know. We'll see.
When it does go live, you're gonna have some awesome stuff there, bro.
Absolutely. Yeah, if you guys haven't seen what Ryan's up to, he is definitely, I would say, one of the top creators in the 3D printing community for models. We've got a couple of the top hitters, I'd say, in my opinion, of modelers. Simone was awesome. What he's up to is great. What Ryan's up to is great. Carmelo, Garrett, you guys what you are modeling is just totally blows a lot of us out of the water.
Indeed.
Yeah, there is a project that I might need help with if someone's got a big format printer and that they go into Banff.
You missed Joe Mike. He's going. Is he going to Bay Area or not? I'm not sure. But I'm definitely.
Yeah. I was sharing as I normally do, just putting loads of stuff on Twitter. I was contacted by Adam Savage's assistant. He wants a print of they told me to send a print over to Adam. So
cool.
Yeah,
I was thinking, that's really cool.
Yeah, I was thinking if someone had a big format, he'll obviously be there because he mostly hosts it. And for the 3D printing community, if someone can get it out to him at Banff and do a video or whatever with him, you know, it'll only sort of open people's eyes to what's really out there, because you know, with like all the stuff that Garrett's doing is like out of the world, you know, out of this world from you know, to come out of Fusion and get Sonic. Yeah, there's yeah, very few people that could have pulled off Sonic, and it's just Sonic. It looks exactly like Sonic did, and exactly like Sonic does. It's like,
You're making me blush.
yeah, but that's it. And it's like people think that, oh, they're just printing toys. They're printing toys. It's not about printing the toys. It's about pushing the limits of what they can do. And you know, now Garrett's got full ZBrush, and gets the hang of that. Just wait.
Thanks, man.
Yeah. So,
All right.
yeah,
Ryan, hit me up a little after the stream. Hit me up on Twitter about the large format. We'll see what. I don't have one personally, but
yeah.
There's plenty of us over here in the States who do have one. That if we can make it happen, we'll get it to happen.
Yeah, I was thinking.
Hit me up. We'll see what we can organize.
Got the biggest, most reliable big format, haven't he?
Yeah, and he's met with Simone Yates. So, I mean, he's already kind of got an in there a little bit. So
Yeah.
maybe between him or I know Dustin, he's got the FT5. If he gets that assembled soon enough, maybe he can run a test print of your print.
Yeah. Well, I've got
yeah.
I've got the Totoro print in no supports, minimal infill, and I've been messing around with it for the palette. So I've got it split up into 4 colors as well. So I could possibly split it up into dual color and put it up on Thingiverse. Like now, I could have it up on there however long it takes to fill it out and put it up. But you know, I was gonna hold back on it, sort of releasing it until everything's sorted. You know, I'll get the credit because it's my model, but I'd love for someone to sort of print it out and do a video and like a smaller channel if they've got a big format printer and print it out and get it out to him and do a video and, you know, get the views from that.
Hey, I'll plug it. If somebody watching this in the chat or later on wants to somehow hook me up even temporarily with a large format printer, I'll absolutely print it for them.
Yeah.
I'll take that opportunity.
Yeah, I was thinking about seeing if See Me CNC are taking the big old Delta and send it.
Oh, there you go. Get them to print it on that.
Send them the file and just say print it as big as you can, and just like that'd be crazy.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right, Carmelo, go ahead and plug all your social medias, Patreon, everything.
The Creator X 3D. That's it. Let me drop the mic.
Mic drop.
Yeah, I'm on all social media as the Creator X 3D. You can follow me there. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, Carmelo does some killer models as well. Like I said, we've got a couple of big hitters. Hey, you didn't start to mess with the Thor helmet, did you?
No, I saw Uncle Jesse. I seen a couple other people create the STL file, and I'm like, I'm not even gonna waste my time with something someone already made.
Nah.
I still want, the one thing they're all missing is they don't flip at the same. The lightning bolts don't flip at the same time.
And that's such an
I
easy
still
bit.
want it to flip. I know. Think of an ice cream scoop. That's all you got to do.
Yeah, that's all. Just connect the 2 pieces with a little bit of a PLA and boop.
Yeah.
Yep.
I downloaded a model and I might end up editing the STL to make it do it, but it's like it's almost exactly the same model that Uncle Jesse was using.
If you need help adding that little piece, let me know. I'll do it in a heartbeat, man.
Yeah, that's what I want. If I can make them flip at the same time, guaranteed that may skip ahead of the Star Wars stuff just to have it.
I got you, brother.
I got
Yeah.
It's not put together yet, but hang on a second. Oh, come on. This is for my daughter. Yeah.
Oh,
I did
that's
this for my
sweet.
daughter
That's super
to
sweet.
go to the opening of the movie. Originally, I did this one. I measured it to her head and did this one, but it printed way too small. It's big enough for her American Girl doll. So
That
she's
looks
probably
sweet,
going
man.
on wearing this one and wearing this one. Now, obviously, they're not painted yet. This one does have a chrome on it. My gold chrome paint that I bought at the store was silver. So I figured out what the hell, I'll spray it. But yeah, definitely if the Thor, if either somebody does it or I do it, that Thor helmet, if it flips both sides at the same time, it's getting put on my printer immediately. Sorry, I didn't mean to steal from you. I had to ask about the helmet because I know you
No,
were one of the ones we were pushing for it.
It's all good, man. Like I said, if you ever need help with that stuff, let me know, man.
Absolutely. All right, Garrett, go ahead.
All right. I am at Chaos Cortec on pretty much everything. YouTube's the main thing. Otherwise, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. I don't do as much, but I'm gonna start trying to do more there. Yeah, I just make fun 3D models. That's pretty much what I do. So if you want to see how I do that and maybe learn how to do it yourself, give me a follow. I'll post in the chat so you can see.
Stop selling yourself so short as well. They're not. They're not. Yeah, you know, they're not just 3D models. They're 3D memories, and that's how I'm looking at it. And
That's right.
You know, it's
True. My wife paints them too, so there's a lot of like painting techniques and stuff like that too. So
Yeah, Garrett's wife, for those of you who don't know, Chelsea, she's in the chat here. Chelsea423. She's the one who does most all of Garrett's painting.
yeah, all the good ones.
Yeah. No, because the way I sculpted the Totoro, I started at it, and then I was sort of like, I want to make it into a movie memory of what I sort of when I watched that film. It's yeah. And the same with No Face. I wanted to give the feeling of No Face when he's sort of sad, and put a base to it, and that's how I'm sort of thinking of doing it. And with Garrett, they're so accurate, and with Chelsea's painting, they're so like, if they're supposed to be from a game, they're exactly like that. Super Meat Boy. Paint.
Chelsea's
you know.
modeling too.
Yeah, and that's it. It's Sonic, exactly like it should be in the game. You know, the lighting, it's all captured on that, and the same with sort of Super Meat Boy, cell shaded. It's not just the model; it's the memory of the model. It's capturing that character as that character should be captured. And you know, don't give yourself such a hard time about it.
I appreciate the kind words.
All right, then plug yourself.
I'm assuming you said me. I didn't. You like froze for a second.
Sorry.
Yeah. Yeah. So I don't have any personal stuff out, but obviously MakerBox website, makerbox.me. Our Instagram's kind of our most active, so maker_box, and then you got our Twitter, which is makerboxme. So feel free to sign up. It's awesome service. If you want to try it, you'll probably get addicted. So let's just say I warned you ahead of time if I start taking all your money. But you know, thanks for inviting me out here, and I had a great time tonight. Yeah, there's the latest samples. You have the silk. The silk's platform.
I was gonna say there's a cooler one in here. Where'd it go? I think my wife took it again.
Well, while they're looking, did you get enough people to print your Maker coin?
We're almost there. Almost there. Gonna need some more people. So if anyone in the chat is interested, oh yeah, there's a self-filament.
Oh man, this stuff looks amazing in the package.
Yeah, I mean, we brought some raw samples of that to the Midwest Rep Rap Fest, and we sold out on the first day, and that was when people weren't even allowed to really come in. It was only the people setting up. But silk is awesome. I love that material. Also, very similar to the Elixir PLA, which has a great look to it. But as Richard was saying, we're building a big 3-foot community build maker coin. So if anyone's interested in printing out a cart, feel free to shoot us a contact on social media or any email. My personal email is nick@makerbox.me, or you can do info@makerbox.me, and we're trying to get a bunch of people to build, print out just a small section in their favorite, filament, nice colors and everything like that, and then we're just gonna glue it all together, kind of like what they did with the 6-foot Rick at my Midwest Rep Rap Fest. I was kind of jealous of it, and I wanted to take it home, and I couldn't. So I'm gonna do one that I can keep this time.
6 foot.
Yeah, I need to get down to printed solid to see the 6-foot Rick.
Yeah, I saw that thing in person. I was like, oh, there's no way I can leave here without it. But unfortunately, Matt took it, so I couldn't blame him. He had all right to that. So
I know. I still haven't seen that thing in person yet. And it was my model. I want to see it. I printed a foot.
Yeah, that's even the worst part. Maybe we can get some freight to ship it over to you.
No, I don't have room for it. I'd rather have it display somewhere.
I kept saying they should drop it off on Garrett's front lawn.
Yeah.
after
His lawn.
Talk Chelsea into painting it.
There you go.
Yeah, so
I'm pretty sure she would walk after that one.
Yeah. I'd lose a wife over that deal.
Hey Nick, there's some interest in the chat about the Maker Coin.
Cool.
Shoot the information over to me on Facebook then, in our message that we've got going back and forth, and I'll get the information over to Dustin and over to Chris and about the Maker Coin.
Yeah, there's 125 pieces in total. You can feel free to print as many pieces as you want. Right now, I'm limiting people to 3 pieces. This way, we can, everyone get their hand in the pot. But if we get to the point where we still have some leftover pieces and people still want to print more, then they're more than happy to send over some others. But yeah, I appreciate it.
I know Brennan and I will be signing up for one each, so looking forward to that. Just have to get off the road to do it.
Nick, when are you trying to get the models or the prints done?
Well, I'm moving to the other coast come July, so let's try to get it done before July.
Before July. All right, so more details to come on that one.
Yeah.
For those of you in the chat that are asking. Keep an eye on the MakerBox Twitter account. I'm assuming we can probably find out more there as far as updates go. And Nick will get the information over to me. And Dustin, Chris, I'll get it to you guys. And obviously I'll tweet it out and stuff too and share it for them.
Yes, I appreciate it. We're trying to focus on the MakerBox members to start with, let them get first dibs, and then we'll reach out to the rest of the community after that.
Hey, was anybody else involved in the discussion about the 6-foot nanner?
Ooh.
Carmelo, were you in on that?
No.
The 6-foot. Oh, the nanner. Yeah. I think that has to happen.
What is this?
Yeah, there's a little bit of a push. So the 6-foot Rick, when Jeff started that, it was 3 weeks before Murph that started. And they built the 6-foot Rick by then. Currently on Twitter, the discussion is that by Bay Area Maker Faire to have a 6-foot nanner.
And by nanner,
Carmelo, do you have that print?
is it the peanut butter?
Peanut butter jelly time, baby.
Okay, that's amazing.
I'm just trying to think of the support structure of those legs and if that thing's even going to be able to stand, because I know the 6-foot Rick couldn't even stand, so it's going to be a crazy one to have to glue together.
So there is some discussion on that. That was going on Twitter today. It just kind of started, but that's how the 6-foot Rick thing started. It started as sort of a joke, and then all of a sudden, we now have a 6-foot Rick in the community.
Why
may
6
have
feet when we
a
can go
6-foot
bigger?
Portability, I think.
I'm all for it. 6 foot nanner.
Yeah, that needs to happen.
So you guys heard it here. I think we're going to make it official. If somebody wants to organize that one, who's going to Bay Area Maker Faire. There was discussion about maybe getting Matter Hackers to display it at their stand at Bay Area. So, and then there's also the discussion of doing something that takes from now till New York Maker Faire to make. So something really intricate as a 6 foot. Yeah, something either really big or just really intricate with lots of pieces. So there's discussion on that one too. So keep an eye out on Twitter, hashtag 6 foot nanner. And so far there isn't a hashtag for the New York Maker Faire one.
New York
6
Maker
foot
Faire.
dragon?
No,
6
New
foot dragon.
York Maker Faire.
The Prusa, the one that Pruso always loves to print.
Everyone bring
yeah.
a print with them that works mechanically, and they can all be connected together.
Wait a minute,
Oh man.
guys. The Benchy, a boat that we can actually stand in.
Mhm.
At the captain's wheel. Come on.
Look like Steamboat Mickey.
Yeah, then go steampunk with it. Add some actual steam,
Mhm.
maybe some lights. Just saying.
All right, Richard,
Yes.
go ahead and plug your channels and what you're up to.
Okay. Well, actually, right now I'm on Facebook, letting the MakerBox community know I want 2 pieces of the coin. But we'll get the info out there. But what we're working on right now, we just did Brenna's build of the original Prusa. We're over on Zadim is my stream on YouTube. Brenna is Superior Jello. And so that was last Saturday. Next Saturday, I get to build mine. Hopefully. Supposedly it's arriving on Wednesday. So getting through the builds there. And then, well, her priority just became, still there? Okay. Just became the 501 armor. But also she works for a living in television and that. So her schedule might be a little bit hectic with that. But for mine, I'm plugging away. My goal, of course, in the channel is directed towards model trains. And so I'm focusing in. I have to make a tunnel portal in the next week for a model train club at the museum. So I'll be working on that. It'll be interesting because there's a lot of small detail on that. So doing tunnel portals, making people, playing with my body, and doing that in 3D, not any other way. So I know what time it is. It's a little bit later. So but anyways, working with these 3D projects with the body scan, that's my focus for the next while. What will that do for me? And so I'm on Zadim, Twitter, it's Zadim17, and I do have a Patreon account. I'd like to get my first $1. It's not there yet. I'm fairly new at this. So I also want to get a stream started that goes right from the beginning. So last Wednesdays, the cat, Gus, who you all met last week, walked across our mixer board and put a few channels on mute. So it took me a few minutes to realize I didn't have any audio running. So don't let your cat run your audio. And I'm live 10 a.m. Pacific every Wednesday.
All right. Garrett, I think, did we miss, you have a Patreon too, right?
I do not.
Oh, you don't? Heck, I thought you did.
No.
I think it's about time you create one.
Yes.
Maybe.
So I guess that leaves everybody else is covered. That leaves me. You guys are on my channel, so you know where to find me on YouTube. How I do it. On Twitter, it's at Country Cowboy, COUNTRY COWBOY. Instagram, it's Matthew Flinchball. On Thingiverse, pretty much everywhere but Twitter, it's Matthew Flinchball, which everybody's information will be down in the description after the stream. So if you guys do want to follow up with anybody, definitely check the description to find these channels. And Anybody you guys see on here, be sure to go and subscribe to them if you're not already. Garrett, Carmelo, Ryan, you guys are doing some amazing and inspiring work for 3D modeling, and I'm sure there's plenty of people just getting into it that are learning a lot from you guys. Garrett, definitely with your Fusion tutorials. Somebody recommended earlier in the chat when it came to Fusion 360, instead of bothering with the tutorials from Fusion, instead to go watch your videos. So
that's good.
Definitely everybody in the chat, everybody watching this stream later on, go check out these guys' channels for sure. Be sure to subscribe. And one last thing for me real quick, I forgot to mention at the beginning of the stream, I'm setting a deadline on the videos for, if you answering the question, if you could 3D print anything, what would you print? The deadline's going to be this coming Friday, which is May 3rd, I believe. May 5th, I'm sorry. Cinco de Mayo. What I'm looking for is just a quick few-second video answering the question, if you could print anything with no limitations on your printer, what would you print? And if you have kids or nieces, nephews, that you don't mind them being in a YouTube video, ask them the same question. I'm trying to get a mix between adults and kids on answering the question, if they could print anything, what would they print? I'm going to set that deadline to be midnight on May 5th. So Saturday 6th, hopefully I can start putting that video together. So that's pretty much all I got.
Yeah, I just wanted to say one thing. When you were saying earlier about the making armor using Fusion, you probably have a better time using ZBrush, because you can just mask off the areas of the armor that you want if you've got a good enough, if you've got a good enough base mesh, you can just mask off the areas that you want to be armor and just hit extrude, and it'll just pop them out at a layer thickness that you decide on. You can set the smoothness, or if it's got edges, you can bevel all the edges and everything after that, and you can work in complete symmetry. So just a thought.
Yeah, I totally agree with that.
Okay. I'm used to building armor with metal, so it'll be a little bit different with the 3D stuff. So
cool.
And I won't use the plastic one. I started to learn how to joust many years ago. Don't do it at all, but there's a very large jousting group. But it's interesting to see how their stuff is made metal, and how to import that. What's the fastest way? What's the best way to do it for 3D printing for other uses? So I'll try the extrude on ZBrush, see how it goes.
Hey guys, go ahead and talk amongst yourselves. I'll be right back.
Uh-oh, he's leaving us alone again.
He's left us alone again.
All right, candy store. What are we going to talk about?
I was blown away by all the costumes at the Comic Expo, and how much work people put into it. But at the same time, I'm surprised how little 3D printing has been used for it at this time, at least for the stuff that I saw. So, but there were two booths at the show that I found that had 3D printed parts that you could identify that they were 3D printed. So
you know why that is? Because people in the cosplay community and people in the maker community in general are being taught that 3D printing is really expensive. You need a Form 2 printer for the parts to be any good. You need ZBrush, and you need this, and you need that, or you need Maya, and you need all these things and it's
just
being
sandpaper.
Yeah, it's drilled into their heads that getting into 3D printing is so expensive, and the filament costs a fortune, and it's poisonous, and people just stay away from it. If you need to make flat armor, you can use things like Warbler, and that's as simple as just heating up a sheet of plastic that's designed to be used for that, and just forming it over the part of your body that you want the armor sheets to be on. And there are other ways, but I can see, give it this year, and especially with multi-material, give it this year into next year, I can see that 3D printing is going to be making big waves in a lot of different places.
Oh, hell yeah.
That's exactly the same story I got with the model railroading. How expensive it is, how difficult it is. There's easier way to do some of the things, but in our 3D printing for model trains forum in our group on Facebook, we just hit our 90 members. I just started it a few weeks ago. There's some incredible models coming out, and people are starting to accept that this is a useful tool that we can work for our hobby. And I can see that will come with the cosplay work.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
Hey guys, I gotta
Especially
jump
when you're
off.
dealing with stuff like this, you know, there's a lot of things you could do for steampunk that you can print.
I can make you a top hat.
I was thinking about that. Go ahead, Garrett.
You should do that, Carmelo, by the way. But I gotta jump off, guys. Thanks for having me. It's good talking with you.
Yep, thanks for joining
Nice
us.
meeting you.
Nice to finally get on us.
All right, buddy. I'll speak to you soon.
Yeah. See you guys later.
Bye.
See you, Garrett. Bye, Chelsea.
Yeah, Chelsea's in the chat. Bye, Chelsea.
She was hanging out in the chat. I don't know if she's still there or not.
We got someone new up here.
Yes, we do. Draco.
Hey guys, how's it going? I just stopped in and say
What are you up to tonight?
Well, I was gonna jump in earlier, but we had a small almost fire with the printer. The heat sensor went completely down on me. So I glanced over and the thing was sitting at 520 degrees, and I was like, no, let's not do that. Not tonight.
520.
Yeah, I panicked. Burned the crap out of my hand. So I've got to pull it apart and figure out what happened.
And what printer is that?
It's a little G-Tech. It's kind of the only one we've got that's running right now. We've got bits and bobs of stuff that we're putting together. We're trying to do our own wrap printer, but that gets a little pricey when you start getting big dreams about what you want to do with it.
Yeah, it gets a little pricey and you end up with 4 printers like I've got.
Yeah.
So if there's anybody in the chat, if you guys have questions for us, I am watching the chat. I've tried to catch your questions. I probably have missed quite a few tonight just because I've been kind of all over the place with trying to keep the stream up and going. So if you guys do have questions, feel free to ask them in the chat.
It's been quite a challenge here. I'm watching the chat on my iPad and holding the phone. I think I need to print a holder for the phone so I can do this.
Richard, I love your hat.
Thank you.
I know.
Awesome.
Richard, can you give us a slow 360 of your hat real quick? Oh, look, it's even got the feathers on the back. Move it over a little bit to your right. There you go.
I need longer arms.
Carmelo, is that enough for you to model one of them?
I got it.
You got it?
I've been
I
sitting
tried
here
on several, but the gray just went with my beard. So, hey.
the whole time since you joined the stream and had that on. I've been sitting here looking at it going, man, if I could just get him to turn his head a little bit, we could model one of them.
It should take you.
I did not have it on when they did the full scan. I took the hat off for that.
We can do a stream sourced hat. Ryan, you can do the feathers and everything.
It take you about 5 minutes to make
I was
that.
just gonna say that 5 minutes tops.
Let's put it to the challenge, shall we? ZBrush or Fusion?
Zebra.
Yeah, ZBrush.
ZBrush? Okay.
But you got to post the STL when you're done for us to all print it, right?
Okay.
You need a hat for 6 foot nanner.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go.
We were talking about 6 foot nanner earlier.
Oh, it's got a key as well. Okay.
Yeah, I've got a key.
Roger.
Oh, there you go. Now that's going to take some time. Do you think you can get that all done tonight, Ryan?
What,
Another 5 more minutes.
Yeah, I've got a watch watch mechanism Greeble set. So yeah.
Oh man! All right.
Well, I almost thought I had a little pouch with a or pocket watch in it, but it didn't fit.
Well, I was going to let him introduce himself, but Chris, where'd you go?
I'm right here.
Oh, there you are. Okay,
There he is.
Your logo.
Evening,
Chris.
ladies and jelly spoons. Mostly jelly spoons, it looks like. Nice.
Yeah.
Chris Russell, Practical Printing. And daughter's 20th birthday, so I'm a little bit numb tonight.
Well, that's all right. You joined after the 2-hour mark, so all rules are removed at this point. You know what? Something else I did forget to mention. I apologize, Chris. Chris and I both have a contest going on. Chris has his contest going on for 100 subscribers on his YouTube channel. He's giving. I'll let you tell yours, Chris. Mine, real quick. I'm giving away a 1-month subscription to MakerBox. We had Nick on from MakerBox. He's one of the 2 co-creators, co-owners of MakerBox. They sponsored a 1-month box for me for my 100 giveaway. Go ahead, Chris.
Oh, I'm giving away of Atomic Filament. It was originally going to be the pearlescent blue, which is freaking sexy, and I have a spool here somewhere. Let me show you, because it looks like that.
Damn, that is sexy.
Yeah, it's pretty. Unfortunately, it is out of stock right now. According to Atomic Filament, it's out of stock. I believe they have it in the 3 mil, but not in the 1.75. So whoever wins the contest might get an open choice on their color preference. Unless it's Heather, then she's getting anything but pink. So I've been told. But yeah, if it's the intention was to give away the pearl blue because it's just so pretty, and blue's kind of my thing.
Cool. And our contests are both running up until this coming Wednesday. Oh, what is the date? That's the 3rd. That's what I was thinking of the 3rd for earlier. So you can enter up until the 3rd, and we'll do our drawings after that. It's done through Gleam. You can check out both our channels for the videos for that.
But wait.
If the 2 of us, yeah, there's more.
But wait, there's more.
If the 2 of us, what did I say? What was that?
But wait, there's more.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Offer expires while you wait.
Yeah. So the catch to our contest is if we do hit 500 subscribers by the end of the contest, by Wednesday, there will be a 3rd contest. We're going to be giving away a Raspberry Pi set up with Raspbian that Chris is providing, and I'm providing a Logitech webcam for the set up streaming on your printer, so you can remotely control your printer.
Nice.
Yeah, so if you haven't entered that, later on after the stream, I'll put links. Go check them out. Go enter the contest. There's still time. And another slot that we have in here in the daily schedule that we didn't get, or the weekly schedule that we didn't get to in this 2-hour period. Other contests going on. I'm pretty sure Joel still has his Nintendo Switch giveaway going on. Who else? There's another. Another chance to win a 3D printer. BCN Sigma is I Like to Make Stuff. Bob Claggett, he's giving one away as well. So if you guys want to go enter those contests, definitely do get your entry submitted. The BCN Sigma from I Like to Make Stuff is worldwide shipping. So as long as you're 13 years and older, I believe. We'll post all those down below. Do you guys know of any other contests that I missed?
Joel's Nintendo Switch.
Yeah, he's still doing that, right?
3D printing nerd.
Oh, hey, there's somebody else here streaming that's doing a contest. I forgot. Did you guys come up with anything yet, Draco?
Yeah, we're planning on giving away. We're actually going to do two kind of contests at the same time to kind of cover up like our entire fan base, because we're not just part of the maker community. We also do gaming as well. So we're going to be giving away a roll of Matter Hackers PLA. I'm not sure which one yet, or if we're just going to do kind of like a pick your color and we'll go ahead and get it. And we're also going to do a $50 Steam gift card. We just haven't started the contest yet. We're planning on starting it on the 1st of May. And we're going to do a video for that.
Excellent.
Cool.
We have a question on chat there about the best way to bring, where was it up here? 2D pictures into an SVG file. Comments?
So are you, just to clarify, if you're taking a 2D SVG and importing it into Fusion, or Ryan, you could probably answer. I don't know if you can do that kind of stuff with ZBrush or not. Fusion, you can go to import an SVG file.
Yeah. The question comes from Space Monster 505.
Yeah.
Down there too. No.
Yeah, he or she, I'm not sure, has been asking a lot of questions, and I apologize. I'm just reading through your questions right now in the chat. What do you guys, if he's talking going from 2D, like a 2D image, just a JPEG, to an SVG, anybody have any recommendations?
Use an online converter.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the quickest way that I can I can suggest. Just do Google search, find an online converter, and do it.
Is he looking to bring in like a photograph, or is he looking to bring in like an outline of text or something of that nature?
That I'm not sure. I'll tell you what, we'll come back to that question, give him a chance to post more in the chat.
I mean, I'll just throw out an example, like my logo, if this comes up.
Yep.
My logo is simple. It was done, and it was as a JPEG or a PNG. So it was a flat file, for lack of better words. When we brought it into Fusion 360, we basically brought in the JPEG and we traced it. Was the easiest way to go about doing that, rather than an online converter or something like that. If he's looking to create like a lithopane, there's plenty of lithopanes for pictures that will generate a lithopane. Like Ryan said, there's plenty of online converters for that. Fusion 360, Simplify 3D has a built-in lithopane converter that can do some basic lithopanes. So it depends what he's actually looking to do, like a bitmap.
Up earlier, he said bringing a logo in.
Yeah.
Something like a logo, yeah. Like Chris said, you can use the online tools. I do. That's why I put it out to everybody else. I go the route of tracing it myself. Like I'll open it up into Adobe Illustrator and do a paths trace, or if I'm doing it for modeling, I'll throw it into Fusion and trace around it. That's how I do a lot of my flat models for my wife, where it's just like layer changes for color changes and stuff, or depth. I'll do all that just by tracing it in Fusion.
I actually have two videos that I just recently did on my channel from bringing in a JPEG and creating using Simplify 3D to create either a stencil or a logo, a printable logo out of a JPEG. So there's two videos on my channel that might be up his alley for that already. That might help him out.
That's cool. I'll check that out, because Simplify 3D is a bit meh.
they're basic. I mean, it's you know, it's intended as a primer. I mean, obviously, people that are here talking about modeling are evolved past the point of using the built-in tools to Simplify 3D.
Right.
But you know, it is an easy way. In fact, let me grab something here. if it hasn't fallen down. So I got 2 of them. The rest have fallen down. This was part of the 3D Pink Mafia logo that I brought into Simplify 3D to create a stencil, just the JPEG that was provided. Brought it in, created 4 different stencils, and just with spray paint was able to create that.
That's cool.
And that's just using the built-in tools in Simplify 3D without having to get into any of the modeling software. So if that's what he's after, it's pretty simple to do. If it's a complicated logo, then all bets are off.
How many folks have used Inkscape?
Somebody was recommending Inkscape. I think it might have been Ryan or yeah, I forget who. Somebody recommended that in the chat about using Inkscape.
Yeah. I've opened it up, but that's as far as I've gotten with it. So.
Oh, that was Curtis, Lucky 13 Vinyl.
Yeah.
Curtis is the one who recommended that.
Was that for the SVG files?
Yes, yeah, to convert a bitmap into an SVG.
Yeah. With ZBrush, it's a little bit different. You can bring them in as a texture, and you can project that texture and use that texture as a poly paint, but it'll only affect sort of the surface and the color of it. But you can import them in as alphas, so you can import any picture any JPEG picture that you've got. All right, let's have a look what I've got. Yeah, so I can bring this in, and then it acts like sort of a stencil, and then you can just stamp it in, right. Or you can, and depending on the resolution of the model, so if you subdivide it and then do it again, you can sort of clean up the model, clean up the stamp or the image, and it works. It basically turns it into a black and white, but you can use that on a mask as well. So if you wanted to do it with a mask, you could import the same alpha or use the same alpha, and then when you drag,
Pretty cool.
Yeah, when you drag out, then it'll mask that, and you can obviously invert the mask and paint on it, or extrude it, or do what I was saying earlier. So yeah, invert the mask, and then you can go to extract, and it'll extract out that inverted.
Cool.
Yeah. So yeah, and that'll give you geometry that sort of lays on the surface of whatever model you've got. So if it's a head scan that you wanted to make a sculpt of, you could just mask the whole head. Turn the alpha off a minute.
The other question that Space Monster 505 asked in the chat was recommendations on transparent filament, the best transparent filament. I'll just start off on that one. One, you're not going to get perfectly transparent. You'll get translucent, but no matter what you print, it's never going to be clear, like looking through glass or looking through plexiglass. I shouldn't say never. Currently, it won't be that clear. Who knows? Things could evolve and we get the technology to be able to print like that. But as far as translucent, highly translucent, that you can almost see objects clearly, almost clearly on the other side, there's a lot of the glass filaments, the ones that are advertised as a glass, are very clear when you print one or two layers. Perimeters. Once you go beyond that, when you have back-to-back layers, the more you add, the more fuzzy, so I'll say, the image gets, or the less translucent it gets.
Yeah, I think PETG is your friend when it comes to translucent filaments. You get a little bit of play with that depending on what temperature you're printing it at and the amount of opacity you want to get. But I think that's going to be your closest to a transparent filament.
Yeah, and he did just correct it in the chat. He did say he meant translucent.
Yeah.
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 I've been printing in PETG for the translucents, and there's some wonderful products. Mine is filaments.ca is the latest order I've been trying. So,
I don't know if you guys can see this. This is actually Inland from Micro Center. It's they label it as just blue. Kind of looks a little bit green. That's just the lighting on my camera, but you can see the nuts that are in there, and that's actually under 4 layers, the 4 top layers, that you can still see those nuts that clear.
So that's iMac blue.
Yeah, iMac blue. But yeah, so there's your translucent, transparent, however you want to say it. The biggest thing with those is your print settings. And something Nick didn't get to mention while he was here. He just started a website this week, sort of like Filaments Directory, but this one is crowdsourced from anybody. Anybody can submit to it, and you can actually look up printer settings and filament brands by people. So like if you see me do a video and you want to say, hey, I like the quality of that, or say I do a video on this fidget spinner and you want to know what settings I use to get that translucency from this filament, you can go on there, search for me, search for the brand filament that I said I used, and you can find the settings and even the Simplify 3D or Cura profiles for those settings. Check out websites like that. Filaments Directory seems to be, at this point, manufacturer backed, that the manufacturers are recommending the settings. MakerBox, and I'll put a link to theirs down below, is extrudingknowledge.com/printer-settings, I think it might be, but I'll put the link in the description below.
Good.
That's just starting, and if anybody wants to get on there and submit, definitely go and do it. Help them guys out, get that directory built up.
With 3D printing, one thing I've been doing is I've been carrying around this. It's a part for my greenhouse. This is a PLA test run, but I've also got it in PETG. But when people go, well, you're just printing knickknacks. No, this is something I needed. I needed a specific design, and did it up in Fusion 360, printed out, and I have what I need. And I live in a small community, so we have a small warehouse or hardware store. They don't always have what you need. So there's your practical printing right there in action. And it opens some eyes up that, hey, this is not just for, collectible things.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you want to talk about practical printing, not to like completely jump topics here, but then again,
yeah.
at this point, let's
talk about practical printing. I'm all ears.
So you want to talk about like one of the most practical uses of a 3D printer. I do heating and air conditioning work, and along with that, I do work in restaurants on kitchen equipment and beverage dispenser equipment, on the cooling systems on that. I had a restaurant 6 months ago or so. Their circulator pump that circulates the cold liquid to the beer has a little connector in between the motor and the pump itself. That connector broke in between it, so they didn't have cold beer. Cold beer is obviously a bad thing in a restaurant. Am I breaking up again?
Yep.
Crap.
We heard about cold beer being bad.
Cold beer being bad. 3D printing saved cold beer in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania at a restaurant.
There you
go. I was in Harrisburg. I modeled a part from a broken part. I didn't even have the full thing. Sent it to my printer from Harrisburg, drove back to York, picked up the part, and took it back to Harrisburg and put it in and saved that restaurant's beer for the weekend until the permanent replacement could come. And when I got the permanent replacement, it actually looked more chintzy than the 3D printed one that I made. Sorry, ranting.
Yep, no,
you're good. You're good.
3D printing can save beer.
I'm just hung up
You see
on
that too,
3D
it's-
printing save beer.
Yep.
And
That's what Space Monster just said. 3D printing can save beer around the world.
No, it's the message is slowly getting out there, I think. 2 days ago, I got contacted by our local Lions Club. They've already bought one 3D printer. They're looking at getting another. They're putting this into places where youth have access to the printers. So
Cool.
Very cool.
That's really neat.
And it's interesting. I had a great conversation. I'll be meeting with them again next week to see how we can promote the technology even further. So, we're getting more people using it, knowing it's out there, and learning that you can do things with it.
But we're silently losing people on the stream here.
Yes. Oh,
Uh-oh.
that's going
Who do we
down.
lose now?
We lost Geek Tech.
His network's going down. I wonder if there's something going on with. I wonder if Comcast is having issues on the East Coast, because I got Comcast and I'm pretty sure Geek Tech does too. Mine's been skitzing in and out the whole stream.
Well, one of our major internet providers was down most of the day 2 days ago, I guess. They blamed the software upgrade. I don't know what actually happened, but yeah.
He said he'll be right back. Maybe he meant his network is going down.
Well, there's Space Monster chatting in again about fixing veins from broken window frame.
Yeah,
There we go.
definitely. I mean, like, that's a perfect example of doing something practical as well with printing. Fixing parts on vehicles. I mean, there's some concerns about heat and the temperatures that those parts will experience. But yeah, I saved my nephew $300 on a headlight for his car by printing a bracket that we then epoxied into place, and saved him $300. A month later, he wrecked the car, and now he's got a new one. So,
Yeah, my cousin has like a 1982, 83-ish trailer, like a pull-behind trailer. You know, they go camping out with every year. It's been handed down for generation to generation through the family. And all of the old, they have the old flick lights, like the overhead lights in the car, but all the lens caps have just been turning yellow and kind of dissolving.
yeah.
And we were able to, most of them were gone, but we were able to just, measure the snapping area for the base and kind of fudge the rest of it and replace almost all of those with just little patchy covers.
Yeah.
Something
Well, I have an old Toyota van, and I'm going to be doing some of that work on the van. So, yeah, and in Pet G.
Never Let the Machines Win asked about my nephew's headlight. He asked if the part survived. It actually did. The headlight that it was part of did not survive, but the part itself survived.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
Yep.
Ryan, how's Richard's top hat coming over there?
That's coming all right.
Going to
Yeah.
start having
Yep.
to call you the Mad Hatter.
The Mad
There
Hatter.
you go.
It ain't no Captain Balls, though, is it?
That just
Well, there's some folks from the at the expo with costumes from Nightmare Before Christmas, and one of those top hats was probably 3 feet high. Must have been fun trying to wear it.
The mayor.
Yes, nylon is one of the best heat-resistant filaments. Space Monster 505 asked. Nylon is one of the best, but it also is also very moisture sensitive, even after being printed. So if you're using it in a humid environment or in a vehicle, it can still swell.
Which is why most people probably don't know this, but that's why, like, valves, like when you have a shutoff valve for your water in your house, a lot of them use nylon gaskets and nylon seals on them, because of the fact that it does puff up when it gets wet. So it'll seal a gap that normally would not be able to. So it is something you do have to take that into account with nylon. It can be a pain to print with because of the moisture content, and it will absorb moisture even after you print it, which can help depending on what you're up to.
Actually, my arm's starting to fade on me, so I'm going to log out right now. I'll continue watching on the iPad in the chat. But, hey, Dick just joined us on chat there. But on the stream Saturday, he got in on the last 2 minutes of the build. Here he goes. He's getting in late today.
Yeah.
What I want to know is what he did to his forehead. As I don't know if you saw the pictures on Twitter and that he has a nice cut. He's
foregone recording videos because of his cut. He refuses to use makeup.
bumped his head while riding a shark through, with laser beams on its head and with a sword in the one hand and his.
Oh, there we go.
Nilly, you gotta go see Cars. Take a cue from Mater. Every scar, every scratch is a sign of your manliness and who you are.
I told him the other day on his stream when he was telling everybody what happened. I said, "This is why people have hair. It provides padding, and if the padding wasn't enough, it provides cover up."
Yeah.
I told him he had to stream everything so we could call an ambulance for him the next time he does something like that. So,
There you go.
yeah. Anyways, it's been fun. Have a good night. I'm going to keep on watching. Looking forward to seeing the progress on the hat. And I'll see you next Friday.
All right. See you, Richard. Thanks for joining us.
Richard.
Yep.
Right.
There goes your reference, Ryan. Now you're working from memory.
I don't mind.
So what do you guys want to talk about?
How about that cowboy sake? Did I send you the picture of that?
Oh, yeah, you did. I
was pretty
got a
good.
chance to glance at it, but I didn't actually get to see what it was.
No, that was pretty good. Star cream.
I just saw your message about whether or not I want you to join in or not.
Oh,
It's a little late for that one.
yeah.
$40. That's not too bad, actually.
No, that was a cheap
Cowboy. How do you even say that? Cowboy what?
Oh, hang on. Let me go back and look at what I sent you. Well, that was like 4 hours ago.
That's always a good sign.
We-
3 hours.
Yeah, we ended up taking our own bottle with us.
Yeah.
Dang it. Why won't Twitter?
720 mil. That's about the size of a wine bottle, ain't it?
It's wine bottle's about 750.
Okay, so yeah, pretty close.
It's close. Yeah, 720. Yamaha.
Yamaha. See, when I can't pronounce it, I have a feeling I probably shouldn't be drinking it.
So Junmai Ginjo. It's Nihon Shudo 3.6. So it's about a 3.6 out of 5 rating.
It's definitely not 3D printed related anymore.
No. Well, that's the safety check there. After that, I'm not going to be doing any 3D printing tonight.
All right. Any other questions from anybody in the chat? Like I said tonight, I don't want to go past 1 a.m. It's getting to be 12:45 now. I got to get up early to get ready for my daughter's first birthday party. So definitely gonna wrap up at 1 o'clock. So any last questions from the any last questions from the chat? Space Monster, definitely no problem for getting the answers to you. If you have any more questions, find track us all down on Twitter. A bunch of us are in the Facebook 3D printing group. There's sometimes tends to be a lot of noise in there and things kind of get buried. But I definitely I'm more active on Twitter than I am on Facebook. If you find me on Twitter, I'd be more than happy to help get you answers to questions that you have.
Yeah, it sounds like everyone's bailing on the chat. So
Sounds like it, yeah. So,
Yeah.
do you guys, Draco, Ryan, do you guys have anything else you want to talk about tonight?
No, dude. No.
All right.
I'm cool. I'm gonna get on with this now, and
yeah, Ryan, tweet out that hat once you get it done.
Yeah, definitely.
I might need to go and sleep for a couple of hours, but
Yeah, because it's probably what, like 6 o'clock in the morning there for you or something, 4 o'clock,
yeah, it's 5:45.
5:45.
Oh, that's inhumane.
Well, hey, I really do appreciate you coming and joining us, Ryan. Definitely with the topic this month or this week, I definitely wanted you here. You are one of the great modelers of our time.
I wouldn't say that. There's a lot.
Oh,
better
you
ones.
are. Hey, you know what? There might be better ones, but you are well known in this community and definitely an asset to this conversation.
Yeah.
Oh,
Ryan, I did have an idea the other day of something practical that I wanted to collaborate with you on that would be done using organic modeling. Unfortunately, it's eluding me tonight, so I will PM you offline.
No worries.
But it seemed like the perfect blend of practical and organic to show that, you know, the style that you do, the non-parametric, can fit outside of the the fantasy world, you know, into the, you know what I mean, into the practical world of things. So
yeah, definitely.
I guess fantasy is not the right word, but you know what I mean, the organic world.
Yeah.
Anyway.
ZBrush is a hard one because it's not solely just organic. There's like the ZModeler brush, which you can pick out all the all the polylines, and you've got options to crease along a certain poly loop and edge loops and things like that, so that you can do some parametric or organic mechanical modeling. But the thing that makes ZBrush trip over itself in all its with all the tools that it's got and all the things that it can do, its unit system is it's flaky. So your measurement system, if you're going to do anything that needs a tolerance and it needs to fit together, it's best to check it out in something like Fusion and get your sort of dimensions right.
Yeah, no, what I was thinking was purely organic. I just have to remember what it was. After a good night's sleep, that'll probably hit me.
Yeah. Just send me a message whenever.
Yeah, every time we start talking about the organic modeling and stuff, you guys throw something out there, like you just said, Ryan, about the fact that can do parametric stuff. I would have never guessed that ZBrush could do anything parametric. And like even the SVGs, importing an SVG to make a texture on something or an imprint on something, again, that's why I threw it to you, because I would have never, if somebody had asked me that question by myself, I would have probably answered and said, I'm skipping again. Damn internet. If somebody asked me about ZBrush and importing SVGs, I probably would have told them, I don't think that it's possible, but I don't know. Now talking to you, I can tell them, yep, you know what, you can do SVGs, you can do parametric. I had no idea you could even do either one of those.
Yeah, it's got other stuff in here as well. It's got like it's got an app called PaintStop, which is like a 2D. It's just basically it's just like a Photoshop inside of ZBrush, where you can use it to sort of make your own alphas or make your text or anything that you want to do, and then use it as an alpha. You can do it in the reverse. You can take, drawings and things, and or take like pictures and turn them into alphas, or models and turn them into alphas, and go the other way and use them elsewhere. So if you had a 3D logo and you wanted it printed flat but at a certain angle, you can do that. So yeah, you can take sort of snapshots of models. Yeah, it can do loads of things. But if you solely want to make nuts and bolts working hinges, yeah, I tell people Fusion, go to Fusion. It's got the measurement. It's all there. If you want to make things that fit together, use Fusion.
Yeah. Yeah, I gotta laugh. Like, we're kind of wrapping things up and just kind of rambling a little bit and shooting the shit. We still have 16 people who want to listen to us. So hi to the 16 people watching us.
Richard's in the chat now, so.
Yep.
Yeah, Nila's keeping everyone entertained.
Yeah, I appreciate everybody coming back and sticking around through the technical difficulties. That was totally my mistake, and I was hoping to maybe fix my internet problem, but instead I screwed up the whole stream, so we had to restart. If anybody does watch out to this point and afterwards, this stream is going to be the first one that I take and condense the audio down sometime throughout the week this week to release as a podcast. I'm going to give us a try, see what the reception is. So if you guys like it, let the @F3D PCH account on Twitter know, so let me know to continue.
Good question. That's still up in the air.
The who's hosting?
Yeah.
Yeah. Right now the hosting is open. Somebody did today, and I have to go back and look to see who it was, but somebody did message me about hosting for next week, or a future stream. So we are looking for somebody for the May 5th. I know a lot of people said they're not going to be available because it's Cinco de Mayo. So we'll still, if there's interest, we'll stream next week. If we don't have enough people to stream and it's only going to be one person, that one person, I guess, could host the stream on their channel and talk if they want.
Well, I'll be here next week, so I'm not going to do anything.
Yeah, I don't specifically have any plans. I will be on call for work, so that would be the only thing that's going to keep me away. So if somebody wants to message the @F3D PCH account on Twitter, if you guys want to get involved in these streams, and we'll get you hooked up with the Google group, the private Google group that has all the information in. It's sort of like the back channel for the streams where we get everything organized as much as we possibly can.
Yeah, organized.
Kind of organized.
Organized.
Yeah, tonight was just like a whole total technical mess. The links weren't working right. Ryan, I know you had a hard time getting in. We were having issues with the links. Somehow we ended up, initially we started out in a Hangout that wasn't even attached to YouTube, even though it's the link YouTube gave me, and who knows. It was a mess tonight getting things set up, but hopefully hey, we've done it for what? This is the 7th week I think we've streamed now, and this is the first time we've had major issues like that, so I'll take that.
We're bound to run into a hiccup somewhere.
And it's
Exactly. Might as well get it out of the way.
and it's not always down to the person streaming or your internet connection either. Sometimes YouTube are just playing about with stuff. Yeah, or Google are playing about with stuff, and things just break.
They just don't
Yep.
like us.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, doesn't look like we have any more questions in the chat. Looks like most everybody jumped out, so I'm gonna go ahead and end it here. Does anybody have any last comments from the stream?
Good night, all.
Good night.
See you later, guys.
Good night, and I'll try.
See you, everybody.
I'll try and get the hat up as soon as I can.
May the Schwartz be with you.
Go take a nap, Ryan. That way, when you come back, that key and that insignia, the real intricate part that he showed on there, isn't as hard to do that way.
We'll see.
All right, we'll see you guys later.
All right.
And I'm going to give it a few seconds because YouTube likes to cut it off, and we'll end it there.